Hello investigators and welcome back to Until the End of Time. My name is Werner. Thank you for joining me. In this video we'll be playing the third scenario of the Forgotten Age campaign with Stella Clark solo. Now, to catch you up on the story so far, last scenario we went into an ancient temple, found a strange relic, took it and ran the heck away. In that scenario we earned 4 XP, and before I get started on the setup for this scenario, I would like to tell you what I've purchased. I have bought a second copy of Close Call, which allows us to shuffle enemies we evade into the encounter deck, as well as 2 copies of a Test of Will, which allow you to cancel treachery effects, but then you have to exile them. Now there's been a lot of thought going into what I should purchase. I thought I had 5 XP at first because I made a slight mistake. Went back and checked the last video. Turns out I actually got 4 because I counted the victory point I shouldn't have gotten. On the secret passage specifically, because there was no clue on it. So I only had 4 XP, and that makes it kind of tricky going into Threads of Fate because it has a number of challenges that weren't in the first 2 scenarios. We have a lot of cultists to deal with, so enemies that have doom on them that we have to get rid of. We also have the night gaunts, which are a real problem. So I was looking at the derringers, the guns, for a long time, but then I realized, well, hold on. I checked the setup instructions, I checked all the acts again, because I've played this scenario several times before. In fact, I've actually played it on this channel before. And I realized that there's only actually one elite enemy that we have to defeat potentially this scenario. Every other path doesn't have a chance of spawning an elite enemy, in which case Close Call is actually just probably better because we can just lean into our agility really hard and not worry about having to kill enemies. And the funny thing is that the one elite enemy that has a chance of spawning gets defeated by evading him by 3 or more. So I felt, let's go Close Call instead. That left me with 2 XP. A Test of Will was a easy include because this scenario has a number of encounter cards that are really problematic, lots of doom adding stuff, so just grabbing this to buy myself some protection. In addition, Stella does have a new card coming out, a new permanent card, called Deja Vu, and it allows you to purchase up to 3 exile cards, repurchase them for 1 XP less. And I kind of want to try this card. It's obviously not in my deck now because it costs 5 XP, but one of the thoughts is that I put some exile cards into my deck, and if I then happen to exile them, I'm probably going to buy the scenario afterwards. So we'll have to see how it goes, but this is a card I'm definitely interested in. Just going to get rid of it now. So that's kind of why I was leaning towards some exile cards. Another card I considered was Flare, but because I don't have a lot of allies yet, I figured that wasn't a good idea. Okay, now enough talking about the deck, let's talk about the scenario. Scenario 3, Threads of Fate. Oh, and Ichtaka, the jungle native and kind of the keeper or the guardian, came to Arkham to warn us that, we're all in big danger. So, Intro 1. The night passes with Ichtaka resting in your living room. You get no sleep for the remainder of the night, your thoughts drifting between concern and disbelief. Her story is preposterous, but you feel compelled to believe it nonetheless. You've known that the relic from the Edsley ruins has some deeper purpose ever since you first laid eyes on it. When you emerge from your bedroom the next morning, your uninvited guest is sitting at your dining room table, arms crossed tightly across her chest. Her piercing eyes trace your every move like a bird watching its prey. No pleasantries are exchanged. Where's the relic now? Ichtaka asks impatiently. Where have you brought it? You explain that it is safe, in good hands. She shakes her head, her knuckles white with frustration. I assure you it is not. Check the campaign log. If we gave the relic to Alejandro, or if Alejandro recovered the relic, intro 2, otherwise intro 3. We gave the relic to Harlan, so intro 3. Intro 3. Setting aside your many questions for the time being, you call Harlan's office at the university. Though the sun is barely peeking over the horizon, you've always known him to be an early riser. The operator connects you after a short delay. Harlan's voice is shaky and rough. He cuts you off as soon as you ask about the relic. Don't, he barks. They're listening. They know I'm keeping it here. They have already taken Alejandro. You try to calm down so you can ask him what he means, but he cuts the conversation short. I have to go. They are here. The line goes dead. Sure enough, Alejandro is not answering his telephone, and none of his other associates have seen him since yesterday. Believe me now? Ichtaka asks, rising to her feet and gathering her things. We've wasted enough time. Find the relic and meet me back here tonight. Don't follow me. The lead investigator must decide you're not going anywhere until you tell me what's going on or have it your way. And so we have a choice to make here, and it's actually a really important one because this is campaign defining. If we want to side with Ichitaka, we have to question her. We have to go to Intro 4. And if we do that, we're going to end up probably allied with Ichitaka. It requires us to do one more thing, and then what is known as restore Ichitaka's fate, which going into the final scenario will mean we have Ichitaka on our side. However, there is another option we can take, and for that we have to go to Intro 5. And this is a bold choice. I'll read the Intro 5 and then I'll tell you what's so bold about it. So, Intro 5. Ichitaka strings your ornately decorated bow with frightening speed and slams your doors on the way out. Remember that Ichitaka left without you. Check the campaign log. If the investigators gave custody of the relic to Harlan Earlstone, proceed to Intro 6. Otherwise, skip the setup. Well, we did. So, Intro 6. Once Ichitaka's left, you consider her word carefully and recall the event that have led to this point. You did not trust Alejandro with the Etzli relic, and you let Ichitaka leave without questioning her. Are you just being paranoid? The lead investigator must decide whether maybe I should leave them to know after all, proceeding to setup, or we should be wary of them. Remove all cultist and tablet tokens from the chaos bag and replace them with an Elder Thing token. In your campaign log, record that you are forging your own path. For the remainder of the campaign, each investigator cannot include Alejandro Vela or Ichitaka in his or her deck. Anytime an investigator would be given the option to include them, earn 2 XP set. Proceed to setup. This is what's known as the forging your own path route. It's the most difficult route basically for TFA, and going on it solo is completely crazy. So that's why I'm doing it. I've already added the Elder Thing token. You can see in the Chaos bag there are 2 Elder Things tokens sitting snugly over here. I don't think forging your path is necessarily impossible, even solo. The main thing is that the Elder tokens are often quite punishing, and doing this gives you a very different finale than the other ones. I think everybody who's played Forgotten Age probably knows what I'm talking about, but for those of you who haven't, I'm not going to spoil it yet. But I hope we manage, because it's going to be fun. So let's go to setup. Well, we have a bunch of locations we have to put into play. This scenario draws heavily from the Midnight Masks scenario, which is awesome, because that's a great scenario, and this one is also really good. We have to search the collection for Alejandro Vela and the Relic of Ages and set them aside. We've done that. Put a bunch of locations into play. And then we have to adjust the act text. Now, this scenario has 3 acts. I'm pretty sure I know them off the top of my head how to set these up. So, instead of the normal 1 act, you have 3 acts, which each represent one of the objectives you have to accomplish during this scenario. So the first act deck, the A/B deck, covers the missing relic. And if you complete this act deck, you will have... sorry, I need to... There we go. Okay, so if we complete this act deck, we will be able to recover the Relic of Ages eventually. So in order to set up this act deck, we have to decide. It's based on whether or not we gave the relic to Harlan or we gave the relic to Alejandro. Because we gave it to Harlan, oh, sorry, I should stop doing that. We have to put 1 copy of Harlan's Curse, 1 copy of Harlan is in Danger, and all the other acts are basically removed. So this is our Act 1A, Harlan is in Danger. Harlan has custody of the relic, but he believes he's being followed. The last time you heard of him was in his office at the university. Only investigators in the Miskatonic University can spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. We need 2 clues to advance. That reminds me to set this to 1. Okay, next up we have the option to either go to the police for help or go find Alejandro on your own. I'm going to go to the police, and the reason is, again, if we go searching for Alejandro on our own, we have a risk of running into a lead enemy, and I would like to avoid that if possible. So we have randomized. So basically how it works is you have a Act 1 that's based on a choice you've made. Then there are 2 possible Act 2s, but one of them is they're both based on the first act, and then you have 2 of each of those. So there's 4 Act 2s total per deck, but you only keep 1 of them in the deck, so it's kind of randomized. As you can see here, for example, we have, if we had gone with, it's really annoying. If we had gone with Ichitaka, we would have gotten the Guardian's Inquiry, but because she left without us, we will have the Trial of the Huntress. Because we have the Trial of the Huntress, We will not get Strange Relics as our Act 2, but instead we will have Cave of Darkness as our Act 2, but we will still have one of the random Caves of Darkness. Okay, I should also read the... Hello. Sorry, my tabletop simulator is lagging slightly. So, Act 1C, Missing Persons. Suspecting foul play, you've decided to go to the police to enlist their help in searching for Alejandro. You have to spend a clue at East Town. And Trial the Huntress. Zeka told you not to follow her, though you can't help but wonder what she's up to. You decide to pursue her as she heads down towards the riverside. Only investigators in Rivertown can spend their exit numbers clues as a group to advance. We need 2 clues. We start at Rivertown, but it's probably wise for us to start by going through the Harlan deck, and then probably either of these in whatever order. Our agenda, 3 fates. You have 3 tasks before you in a limited amount of time before the trail goes cold. Where do you search first? We have an action to resign, and we have 6 doom. Counter shuffle. And so the way this works is we want to try and kind of time the completion of these decks properly, because if you do it poorly, you're going to end up losing a lot of actions to doom being placed. I'll kind of show that as the game goes on, but basically we want to prioritize getting the relic, because getting the relic is the most important thing. If we do not get the relic, we're just in huge trouble. Assuming we get the relic, should be doable, then our goals are get Alejandro, get Ishtak in whatever order basically we can. Depends a little bit on the board state. Okay, so that's our opening hands. Well, we have a Rabbit's Foot, so that's great. We're keeping that. I think we're just mulliganing everything else. Because, so we have a skill, Treachery Cancel, Fight or Flight, which gives us more combat or agility, and Expedition Retreat, which is evade. None of these are things we need right now. We want to get set up, because this is a reasonably long scenario. It's also a scenario with lots of cluing. Oh, so that's 1 card too many. And so, yeah, we're gonna... Okay, so we drew back into, and our opening hand is Rabbit's Foot, Track Shoes, Take Heart, Fight or Flight, and Peter Sylvester level 2. Okay, I need a survivor thingy. Okay, our Chaos tokens, the only ones that matter. The skulls are -X. X is the highest number of doom on a cultist enemy. And the Elder thing is -2. If you fail, lose one of your clues. That's really nasty. It's lose, by the way. It's not drop on your location. So, let's get going. We start at Rivertown. We have the university right there. We have East Town right there. And right now our goals are basically here, here, and here for the 3 different decks. Oh, that's not the one I want to flip. So yeah, we're starting at Rivertown. There's 1 shroud. But I don't think I'm interested in going there just yet. What I'm going to... Oh, sorry. Having some technical issues today. That's what I'm going to call it. Totally not pilot error. Okay, play Rabbit's Foot. Move to the East Town, because if you remember from playing Midnight Masks, while you're at East Town, reduce the cost of each ally asset you play by 2. And so third action, we're going to play Peter for 1, which is pretty good. Okay, so let's go to Upkeep. Oh, I should also point out, we have 2 locations that weren't in Midnight Masks. We have the Curiosity Shop, or Shop A, which is connected to Northside. And we have Velma's Diner, which is connected to East Town. Don't know if we'll be visiting either, at least not right away. Oh, and we start immediately with a weakness, 13th Vision. Okay. Gain a resource, back up to the Mythos phase. First Doom, and we have an encounter card. Game's off to a swimming start with an Acolyte. It's a spawn on an empty location with a Doom on him. Well, this ain't good. I think... Okay, so thinking the situation over, I don't have enough horror to make Fight or Flight reasonable, so I'm probably just going to have to start pinching. And that makes me believe I probably should put him here, because my ultimate goal is to go to University, grab the 2 clues there, because it's also a victory point, and from there basically go find Harlan. The problem right now is I don't want to leave this Acolyte on the board any longer than I need to. And I don't have a way to get rid of him immediately. So the first thing I'm going to do is just move over here. Engages me, and I'm going to try to punch him. I'm 3v3 and I fail on tie, so I'm pretty confident I'm not going to win this one. And I'll commit a Take Heart. Draw -5. So I will draw a card with Rabbit's Foot. Ooh, now that's interesting. I will draw 2 cards and gain 2 resources from Take Heart. Also interesting cards, and I'll get an extra action. Okay. So our first punch was a swing and a miss. We did get a couple of interesting cards. Unfortunately, not a lot of combat icons, and we do really want to punch this guy. Like, one of the options here is definitely to just close call him, but I feel like I need my close call really badly in this scenario. So what I'm actually just going to do, it's a little risky, but I'm going to spend 2 actions to clear turning vision, which provokes an attack of opportunity. Okay, well that's my turn. Enemy face, he punches me again. I think we're good otherwise, so we'll draw a card, we'll gain a resource. Now that's something I really needed, the flashlight, that's good. And we go to Mythos phase. Second Doom. So we're up to 3 Doom on the board now. It's going fast. Okay. Now, this is an easy choice because we don't have a choice, we don't have any clues, so we'll take 2 damage. Okay, well, things are escalating a little faster than I'd like. That being said, I don't think I'm in, I'm in danger. Okay, given the choices right now, I think the reasonable option is to just close call this Acolyte. The thing is that this scenario has a number of cards that put additional Doom on the Cultist, and that's the big thing I'm worried about. Like, I don't want to have this Acolyte advance me way early, and it feels bad to have to close call him, but on the other hand, I do have this Resourceful, so yeah, I'm gonna just set it up like that. First action, evade. I'm up at 5 versus 2. I make it. I will play close call and shuffle him into the encounter deck. And for our intents and purposes, that's basically as bad as, or as good as this card now. Alright, so significantly beaten up later, but, we're still kicking. I think we're gonna play Trackshoot. And do I play the flashlight now, or do I move to the university? I think I'm just gonna try to grab a clue here. So I'm 1 over. And that might seem like a bad idea, because, what if you fail? Well, the thing is, if I fail, it doesn't really matter. I get an action back and I draw a card. And I don't fail, so, get a clue. Oh, I just realized I don't have my special clue thing. 1 second. There we go. Much better. Okay. We can proceed to upkeep. Draw another card, gain a resource. That's interesting. I really would like to draw, look what I found here. Or maybe a keyring would also be good. Conspiracy of Blood. Ooh, so this is one of the nasty ones that we won't like to have the Alter Fate for, or Test of Will. So it attaches to the agenda. The agenda gets -1 Doom threshold. And we can parlay with the cultists to get rid of it. But the problem is we just got rid of our cultist, so now we're looking at an agenda that's going to advance. No, not next turn, but turn after that, unless we can find a way to get rid of it. So, yeah, I'll move to the university. Force route, 2 clues. We can look for stones, but actually, Alter Fate's a spell. Although I think, given how big our deck currently is, that's not very likely. I'll investigate here. I'm down by 2. Hope I don't draw another thing. Nope, draw -3 instead. Get an extra action and draw a card. Hey, look what I found. Excellent. So I'll play my flashlight. Oh, and that leaves me with 1 resource short. That's fine. I'll just grab a resource last action. Okay, so upkeep. I am setting myself up for a bit of danger here with the university, because if I draw something that makes me drop my clue, I'm in a bit of trouble, but the chances of that happening are fairly slim, and I also have the Nighter in the Snow. Could potentially cancel it. Okay. Acolyte. So this one actually could work out in our favor. We don't have a... Well, no, that's not true. We have Nighter in the Snow. So, do we want to try and parlay and then kill the Acolyte? Awkwardly, we also don't have a great amount of willpower. We're tying right now. So we could, let's see, if we put the Acolyte over here, say, or over here, I mean, yeah, let's put him in a location we haven't been to yet. We could move here, parlay, Parlay again with Live and Learn if we need to, which gets rid of the Conspiracy of Blood, and then we can try to punch him with Neither Rain Nor Snow plus Resourceful. I mean, that seems reasonable, and the thing is, we are very resistant to failure. Let's give it a shot. I'll move here. Choose not to use Track Shoe, so it's north side, 3 Shroud, 2 clues. We spend 5 resources to gain 2 clues, and it's a victory 1. Okay. So it's a parlay with this Acolyte. So the action on Conspiracy of Blood reads, action parlay, test willpower 4. If we succeed, we discard a copy. If we fail, place a doom on the enemy. No, we're just gonna parlay straight up 4 versus 4. Actually, wouldn't mind failing here. Okay, so we fail. So we draw a card. We get a action back. We put a doom on this guy, and then we Live and Learn. Okay, we do have to pass this time, and we're only 2 over, so that's not amazing, but so be it. Elder Sign, excellent. I would have liked to heal damage in a horror, but I'm not going to. So this gets rid of the Conspiracy of Blood. Very nice. And then for our third action, we're going to try to punch, commit Neither Rain Nor Snow, and commit Resourceful. What am I getting back with the Resourceful? I'm getting back the Close Call. Seems like a reasonable thing to do. Punch, hit, killing the Acolyte, getting rid of 2 doom. Okay, so ultimately, I just basically spend a turn to gain a turn, which is not necessarily the best trade in this game, but it's also, how do I put this? Basically, I'm able to position myself a little bit better, and getting rid of a card that I otherwise couldn't get rid of, it's not bad. Do I get the spend a clue here? No. I'll have to get, so the thing is, do I want to, yes, I have the, that's where I can safely go back here. So move here, upkeep, draw a card. So the reason why I'm so worried to go back to the university, I should actually explain my thought process. There's a card called False Lead. If you've played Miskatonic or a Midnight Masks, you'll know what that is. It's an intellect test. You drop your clues if you fail. The thing is, dropping the clues of the 4-shroud location here would be awful, but I do have this test of will, so. We're going to 5 doom out of 6. We haven't yet to complete a single act, which is bad. And we draw Shadowed. If there's no cultist enemies, take a horror and again search. Otherwise, we find a cultist enemy, put a doom on them, with test willpower for avoid horror. Now, I do love the thematic implication that if you're being shadowed and there's nobody there, you take a horror. But I do also hate that this thing searches and deals a horror. So, you know. Oh boy, it's another Acolyte. Actually, this one's fine. Let's just put this Acolyte in Velma's Diner. Wait, that's a bad idea. Let's put him in downtown so we can still get to him. So the reason this is because this doom isn't going to help advance the agenda any faster. But if we do draw the ritual chanting or mysterious chanting, that's going to be a problem. So keeping him within close range thanks to direction is a good idea. Okay, now finally going to start getting some motion in here. Use my flashlight, investigate. 2 versus difficulty 2. I do have enough money, right? Yeah, okay. I draw 0. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to fill there. Oh well. Get a clue. Okay, now things get a little trickier. Although, do they? Well, first thing I'm going to actually do is spend these 2 clues and immediately advance. So, Harlan Earthstone, the historical terrorist. Revelation. Put him into play in East Town. You can action to discard the top 3 cards of your deck to parlay. Test willpower 4. If you succeed, place a clue on them. And when there's a clue on them, we must remove them and immediately advance. So when you find him, Harlan is bowling incoherently and won't respond to anything you say. There's no sign of Harlan in his office, but one of his assistants in the administration building informs you that he took the day off and went to his home in East Town. Oh, wait, that's not what to do, sorry. So he's going to be over here. Now, I can grab this clue, or try to at least. Chances of me coming back here later are very slim, but I could just spend an action to... 1 second. My apologies. Okay, we're back. So I could grab this, so I was talking about, do I grab this clue or not? And basically, Right, I was going to spend I can spend an action to draw a card, gain an action back. See how that works out. The thing is that I could commit Look What I Found for 2 intellect icons, but doing so also robs me of the ability to use it later, and I don't think I'm going to be trusting myself to draw another 0. So yeah, I'll just spend an action to investigate here normally. Down by 2, -1, I fail. Draw a card, it's a waylay, you get an action. Okay, so I think right now it's more important to get some scenario pressure going. I can always, the chances of me coming back here are not 0, so I'm just going to try and get some momentum, and we'll see about maybe getting this victory point later, because it's not one of the easier ones to get here, and there are other things that are more important. So I'll move, track shoes, auto-fail, that's awkward. Okay, well this is karmic punishment, I think. I'll move again to here. I'll heal a horror from Peter. I'll draw a card, gain a resource. We go to Mythos phase, so we advance. Doom. The town is bustling as noon comes and goes. University students travel from class to class, business people take breaks from their busy office lives, and in East Town, Velma's Diner is a buzz with the lunch rush. Despite this veil of normality, the curtain has been lifted. You see this town for what it really is, an endless mire of secrets. We shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck, and if there's only 2 extra decks in play, we place a Doom on agenda 2A as is revealed. So this is kind of a rubber banding mechanic, where if you're doing very well, the scenario gets shorter and shorter. Behind the curtain, this conspiracy runs much deeper than you had imagined. The more time you spend investigating these mysteries, the more you come to realize they are linked to one another. At the center of these secrets is an enigmatic organization manipulating events behind the scenes. And then we draw our counter card. Is a hunting shadow. So either spend a clue or take 2 damage. I think what I'm actually going to do is... No, you know what? I'm going to take it. So it's risky, and again, I have the test of will to cancel. But the thing is that Stella has a built-in healing ability, thanks to her Elder Sign. So if we had an Elder Sign on any of these tests, I'd rather have kept the test of will. Now, awkwardly, we have to get a willpower 4 test here, and we haven't found our fine clothes. So the first action is going to be investigate, 2 versus 2. Of course, we draw the 0, which we've been passing there, but we do at least get a clue. Use that for later. Yeah, we're just going to try to parlay. So parlay with Harlan, we have to put the top 3 cards of our deck into our discard pile, and then test willpower 4. So 1, 2, 3. Nothing too relevant. And we are 4 versus 4, so if we draw another 0, we do pass. We draw a -3 instead. Okay, draw with the Rabbit's Foot. We draw another Look What I Found. We have 9 cards in hand, so we should probably make sure it doesn't stay that way. So I'm thinking we draw a card and then we parlay again. The thing is that I don't necessarily want to take my last action to parlay him, but just short on cards that help here. So I'll draw a card. It's Alter Fate. I don't think there's anything currently in play that we want to get rid of. So we'll just last action, parlay, we'll chuck in the speeder because we're losing him anyway. We could throw in the Alter Fate, but I feel like that's not really necessary. Okay, so we're 1 over. We draw another -3, we fail. Oh, we also have to 1, 2, 3. Okay, well we did at least hit our weakness, so that's good. Alright, upkeep. Draw cards. See, that would have been very useful. We have to discard a card. Let's see, I don't think I need 2 of those. I would like to keep the... do I want to keep the waylay? No, you know what? I think I can check the waylay if I have the plus call. Okay. Mythos phase, Doom. I feel like I'm doing much poorer than my practice run. I did a practice run this morning and it went a lot better. Part of that is that I'm drawing a lot more acolytes than that time. Okay, we have another acolyte. We'll put this one at the university. No, we won't. We will put him at... So the placement here is kind of important because this one's going to have a Doom. And we have to kill him. But we don't want to waste too much time running all over the place. Yeah, I'll put him over here in north side with 2 mana. Okay, we're going to try to parlay with Harlan again. So Shoot 3 cards. 1, 2. Oh, there's the fine close. Test willpower 3. Or willpower 4. Pass. Okay. Thanks. Game. Okay, so we put a clue on him, but then we immediately advance because there's a clue on him. So. Oh no, it's the bad one. Okay, so this reads. Harlan Earnstone, crazed by the curse. Revelation, twitch this card with the bystander version of Harlan, removing that version from the game. That you set aside Relic of Ages to Harlan Earnstone, advance to Act 3A, recover the relic. Forced, after you successfully evade him by 3 or more, add him to the victory display. Affected by a strange curse, Harlan suddenly attacks. So we have to recover the relic. While the Relic of Ages is attached to an enemy, that enemy gets +2 health. You've discovered who is carrying the relic. Now you must secure it from them, whatever the cost. Objective: the enemy the Relic of Ages is attached to leaves play advance. Well, that's certainly our plan. Now Harlan is a lead, so we can't just close call him. But he also has that ability where if we evade him by enough, we can just win. So that's what we're going to do. Second action, we're already at agility 6. We will commit Expeditious Retreat, which is an additional +3 agility icons. This should be sufficient. Barring the most unfortunate pulls, that one's fine. Because we have a modified value, we are at 6, +3 is 9, -2 is 7. We needed to hit at least 6, so he goes to the victory display. Nice, victory points. And we advance. If the Relic of Ages is attached to Harlan Earnstone, Harlan snaps out of his daze and collapses, holding his head in pain. What was I? His eyes widen as he realizes what he has done, and he pulls the relic out of his coat, offering it to you. Take it, he says. You can keep it safer than I can. Investigating nearest to Harlan Earnstone's location takes control of the Relic of Ages. Remove the remainder of the AB deck from the game. If another act card is in play, continue playing, otherwise proceed to R1. So we have the relic recovered. Excellent. Now, what's next? Well, we are at Rivertown, or at Easttown, rather, and we do have a clue, so let's advance that act. It's the police station. 3 shouts, 2 clues, revelation, put it into play. Easttown is connected, and action to search the top 6 cards for your weapon card. No, we don't have any weapons in our deck. We're just law-abiding citizens here. Okay. So looking at the doom clock, I think it's fine to leave this acolyte alone for just a moment longer while we go and investigate the police station. So I'll move into the police station for now. And we can go to upkeep. Draw a card. We have 5 cards left in our deck. Gain a resource. We go to the Mythos phase. Doom. Oh, also checking hand size. No, we're still fine. False leads. This surges because we do not have any clues. Into Unwounded Darkness. Interesting. So there's a willpower test. If we fail, we have to disengage from our enemies and move to a central location. So that's going to be the Rivertown. Now I don't really want to go, especially because it's going to deal me another point of damage. But I don't really have a lot of commits in hand, and I don't really care that much because I also have I'm already 2 up, so hoping just to draw, a 0. Okay. Now, first thing we're going to do is just investigate normally. If we draw a -1, 0, -1 or a 0, we actually just look what I found and get both clues. Otherwise, we draw cards, gain actions, the whole Stella thing. You're +1. We actually just pass and get a clue. Always curious when that happens. I think I'm just going to flashlight and grab the other clue then. No sense in trying to set up shenanigans that we don't need. Back-to-back +1s. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. So yeah, let's spend these because... Oh, I totally forgot to read the next act card. Sorry. At the station. The police station might be open to the public in theory, but getting your story heard by the proper authorities requires a bit more finesse than you imagined. And we can spend 2 clues to advance. We find the train tracks. Revelation. Put train tracks into play. Attach the set aside Alejandro Vela to train tracks. Advance to Act 3C, Alejandro's prison. And north side is connected to train tracks. Can also action, spend a clue, draw 4 cards, limit once per game. Okay, so Alejandro is trapped at the train tracks. You believe that Alejandro is held captive somewhere at this location. You must rescue him. While Alejandro Vela is attached to a location, that location gets +2 Shroud. If Alejandro Vela is attached to a location with no clues on it, advance. Now we're actually not going to do that right now. So Alejandro is here, but we're actually going to backtrack a little. We're going to grab 2 clues from somewhere. It's probably going to be here, actually. And we're going to try and find a way to get Ichitaka's side of the story first. Looking at the map as it is laid out right now, I think my best route is going... Because I haven't filled a test yet this turn. So part of that is like, I don't really want to go to downtown when there's an acolyte here, because again, health is kind of an issue at the moment. And I would like to kill this acolyte, but I also want to get these clues. I think I'm just going to take a normal move here. I'm not going to activate. But the thing is, I could activate Track Shoot, and then I'm in exactly the same situation as before, but if I fail the test, I actually get stuff, so why not? Other thing. Well, I look like I pass, so I'll go over here. It's worth pointing out that if you take the test and you pass, you are mandatory, like you're obligated to move. You cannot shoot not to move. I'll draw another Rabbit's Foot, which also immediately gets discarded because hand size. Okay, so now we're at 4 Doom out of 6. Gonna have to get that guy off the table pretty quickly here. Nobody home. So this is one of the treacheries you bring Alter Fate for. Revelation attached to your location. If there's no clues, it surges, which is going to happen in this case, but yeah. You must spend an additional action to investigate this location. If there's no clues on it, discard it. So we're just gonna surge. Locked doors. Spawns at the location with the most clues. Cannot be investigated. This is annoying, but not problematic, so we'll just do that. Okay, so looking at the situation that is unfolding now, I think we're doing in a reasonable good thing, or we're doing reasonably well. The fact that we haven't gotten started on the Ichitaka's part of the story yet is a bit annoying, but we're certainly not too far behind to just play this out. So move, activate Track Shoes, move again. Try and punch the Acolyte. I am tying at the moment. -1 sadly because of this cultist. So we get an extra action, we draw a card. Okay. I think I'll just live and learn. So up by 2 now. Draw another skull. Okay, that's that taken care of. Excellent. Oh, come on, get in the basket. There we go. Do I just pick the lock here? Because I need 2 clues from somewhere, and I could. The thing is, I can advance Alejandro's, but if I do, then Agenda 3 is going to have again that thing where if you complete a certain number of acts, it starts with a certain amount of doom, and I want to avoid that at reasonable cost. So I'm just going to test agility here. I'm at 6 versus 4 to break the door open. Fighter hasn't really been doing great today. Okay. Well, that's a lot of door taken care of. I could have Alter Fated it, but I feel like there's more important cards in this scenario to Alter Fate. And then last action, I'm going to just Flashlight, investigate here. Draw an Elder Thing, which is -2. So I fail. I lose a clue, but then look what I found and get 2 clues. As far as I'm aware, that is a legal line of play, so excellent. Cleared out a victory point location, well done. Plan now is Rivertown, do whatever Ichitaka quest needs to do, go back for probably University. I also want to check out the Shoppe, there's probably something fun there, although we might head there anyway for Ichitaka quest. Okay, so upkeep, draw cards, that's a good one to have right now. Yep, we're at 8 cards, we're good to go. 2 Doom to go on this agenda. Feeling pretty good, and it's awful. Oh no. So Brotherhood Cultist, 2 fight, 3 health, 2 evade, humanoid cultist with Hunter, gets +1 fight and +1 evade for every Doom on it. And then as a force effect, when you initiate an attack against the Brotherhood Cultist, place a Doom on him. So notably, it is not whenever he attacks you, but rather the other way around. This guy's annoying, but at the moment it's not too problematic because we're just going to play Survival or evade him with Survival Instinct and just get out. Excellent. We might have to deal with him again later. He does have Hunter. We could close call him. I want to keep those because I know one of the possible paths for each Taka quest requires us to deal with a bunch of enemies. But it's worth keeping in mind for sure. Track shoes, move here. Okay, let's advance. Spend 2 clues to advance Trial of the Huntress into the Black Cave. Black Cave, Revelation, put it into play. Force at the end of your turn, if you are at the Black Cave, you must either take a horror or discard 2 cards from your hand. 2 clues, Tree Shroud. Scenario seems to like Tree Shroud locations a lot, which, to be fair, it is kind of a good spot for locations to be in, to be honest. Like, it's not impossible to get with a lot of different tricks, but it's also not entirely easy. Third action, rather, I will investigate. I draw a 0, which is absolutely perfect, so I get an extra action, I draw a card, and then I will play Look What I Found. Oh, and I forgot to read the act again. My apologies. So, the act... The Cave of Darkness. You watch Ichaka enter this abandoned cave on her own. What is she doing in such a strange place? Objective. Only investigators in the Black Cave can spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. There must be no clues remaining on the Black Cave in order to advance this act. Well, we got the clues, so advance. Embroiled in battle. As you search for your companion, a piercing cry echoes throughout the cave, spurring you onward. Deep within the cave, you find Ichaka in the midst of a battle with several robed figures. She fires an arrow from her bow, striking one of the figures in its chest. Then ducks behind an outcropping of rock as she sees you enter. A wave of eldritch energy strikes the place she had been standing moments prior, charring the ground. What are you doing here? She yells angrily. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a cultist enemy is discarded. 2 cultist enemies instead if there are 2 or fewer act decks remaining, which there are. Spawn those enemies in the Black Cave instead of their normal spawn location. To the end of the scenario, remember that those enemies are Ichaka's prey. Advance to Act 3E. The Brotherhood is revealed. The Brotherhood is revealed. Ichaka has found the target of her hunt. The mysterious cult has been revealed. But what is their ultimate purpose? Ichaka's prey each get +1 fight, +1 health, and +1 evade, while at a location with no clues on it. Objective of each of Ichaka's prey is no longer in play. Advance. So we now have a bit of a situation. So we have to... Till we hit 2 cultists. This is actually kind of a reason to do this first. But I think it also works out better for us. Or works out fine for us. Oh boy, it's the Wizard of the Order. Wow, oh boy. Okay. So these are Ichaka's prey. I'm going to place a resource token on both of them to remind myself of that fact. And so we hit Wizard of the Order, spawns at an empty location, retaliates, and at the end of the myth's phase, place a doom on him. And this cultist gets +1 fight, +1 evade for every doom on him, and whenever you attack it, gets a doom. So it's the same as we just drew. Now, we only have 1 action left, which we're definitely going to use to get the Wizard of the Order off the table. The good news kind of is that we can actually use this cultist to kind of power ourselves up with for fight and flight. And we have double close call in our hand, so I'm actually feeling like we are pretty set up to deal with these two. Gonna evade the Wizard of the Order. Succeed. So close call. Play after non-weakness, non-elite enemy is evaded. Shuffle it into the encounter deck. And at that point it has left play. And the nice thing here is that we didn't hit cultists that spawn with Doom, which is what I was worried about because that would have caused the agenda to advance prematurely. Did I? Yes, I did. That was it was a good turn. Okay, so enemy phase. We get hit for 1 horror. Upkeep, everything readies. We draw a card. It's the last card on the deck. We gain a resource. We go to the Mythos phase. Okay, 5 out of 6. So awkwardly, if we clear this guy out this turn, we do end up placing an extra doom on the next agenda. But on the other hand, we only have a single act left to go on the other deck as well. So I feel like maybe we just take that risk, right? Like we just rush it at this point. And we just draw Night Gaunt. I mean, F you too, deck. Let's deal with the Night Gaunt first, or evade the Night Gaunt first. That way, if things do go poorly, we'll at least have a... we know that we won't get a lot of extra doom through that. If that makes sense. Basically, I'm okay with this guy surviving 1 more turn. I'm not so okay with this Night Gaunt. I'm not going to close call him, but or it, I suppose. but I do want it taken care of. So evade it. -5. So this becomes a -10. In case you haven't played with the Night Count in a while, because they are Midnight Mask's favorite. 3 fight, 4 health, 1 evade, and you might think, oh, that's perfect, you made it. No, because while attempting to evade the Night Count, double the negative modifier of each revealed Chaos token. So, and it does 1 damage, 1 horror, and it is a Hunter. So we just failed majorly. We draw a card. Because we went through our entire deck, we have to take a horror, which we're actually okay with. And that's something we're less okay with. So we now fail tests on dice. I think what I'm going to do is play Fight or Flight. So now for the rest of the round we have +3 fight and +3 evade. If we get more horror, we technically get more, but I see chances of that happening kind of slim. I'll evade the Night Count again. Draw another -10. Wow, okay. Well, we don't pass that check. Way too optimistic. I was like, oh, I'll just evade it. Okay, so evading again, -4. Okay, we pass now. We have 1 action left. I think in this case it makes the most sense not to kill the cultist just yet. Because I just know to deal with this Night Count again next turn. And I also, like, there's no reason to kill him right now. I'm just going to draw a card. So take an attack opportunity, draw a card. Okay, and then enemy phase. We don't have Fight or Flight in our hand anymore, so I'm just going to put the other horror on him. This guy walks over here. This guy readies up again. He just would have liked to have cleared the 13th vision last turn, but well, here we are. I guess. That's not bad. Resourceful to get the Fight or Flight back would be nice. Okay, Mythos phase. We advance. The sun sets. The streets begin to empty as evening approaches. When the office buildings shut their doors, the club opened there, and the place is both public and hidden from view. In downtown Arkham, the War Theater is well lit and filled to capacity. The surrounding streets, however, are eerily quiet. Only soft footsteps from nearby alleyways hint at any sign of life, and a cold wind whistles through the air. The workday might have ended, but your work is far from over. The figures walking down the street start to fill you with a sense of dread instead of comfort. Shuffle the encounter deck, discard pile into the encounter deck. If there are only 2 acts in play, place a Doom on Agenda 3A. If there's only 1 act in play, put 2 Doom on it. So this is why I've been kind of hustling around with that last guy. Because I didn't want to end up in a situation where I have only 4 turns to run over to Alejandro. Hidden entanglements. Who can you trust in the city of lies? Arkham may be safe from the perils of the jungle, but you are far from safe here. Each passing stranger in the dark might be a kidnapper, thief, or killer. Each glance they send your way could be the last thing you'll ever see. We have another 6 Doom agenda. Conspiracy of Blood, 5 Doom agenda. So this attaches, we can parlay. Thing is, I actively don't think we care. We have Alter Fate in hand. So if it becomes a problem, we can deal with it. We also have double Test of Will, actually, so yeah. I think at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit Resourceful and try to evade the Brotherhood Cultist. I succeed. Of course, I couldn't draw that 0 while I was evading the Night Count. That's... Thanks, Arkham. I'll get the Fight or Flight back. And then I'll play Close Call. Shuffle this guy into the encounter deck. Don't care if he comes back, because at the very least we advance the Brotherhood is revealed, because want to play. Close Call. That's kind of funny. If a check player or 1 or more cultist enemy, the final roped figure drops to the ground and you breathe a sigh of relief. Staka recovers her arrows and searches the bodies for clues. Why did you follow me? She asked accusingly. No matter. What's done is done. Now to uncover what these cretins knew. The investigator nearest to the Black Cave takes control to set aside each Staka the Forgotten Guardian. Remove the remainder of the E/F deck from the game and then proceed with the game as long as there's 1 act remaining. So we have each Staka, the Forgotten Guardian. It's actually worth pointing out that, of course, because we are forging our own path, we cannot add these allies to our deck, but we do still get them for now. They just won't be scenario rewards. Staka has a lot of text on her, so she gets +1 combat, +2 combat instead while attacking an enemy with Victory X. You get +1 agility, +2 when you're attempting to evade an enemy with Vengeance X, and after you add an enemy to the victory display, exhaust each Staka. You and each Staka each heal 1 horror. So right now she's basically just pulling Peter duty. She gives us +1 agility, which is the main thing we want. Yeah, so now I have to decide what to do next. I think my best route to victory is actually evading this guy and then running to East Town. From there we can book it for North Town, North Side. We probably want to clear the shop because we have enough time left, and we also want to take a peek at the university if we can get it. I'm slightly, I'm getting a little beat up, and this certain vision isn't helping it either. But, if we can get the Night Count, so I'll evade here. -2 turns into a -4, but we still pass because we're at agility 6. And then we're going to try to book it. So move. Oh, and I will exhaust the track shoot and give it a try. We draw autofill, which is actually great here. So we draw a card, we get an extra action. So draw another track shoes. Am I supposed to have these 2 clues? I feel like I'm not supposed to have these 2 clues. These were spent for clearing out the cave. Might be wrong on that. I don't know. I think so. So for my last action, I think what I'm going to do is actually move to university. Can engage me. He'll attack me. Horonisaka. Go to upkeep. Draw a card, gain a resource, and we have to discard 1, I think. 4, 5, 6. Okay, spare trick shoes. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so dual the agenda. 5 kind of cards. Hunting Shadow, spend a clue or take 2 damage. How about no? So test the will, we exile this, so remove it from our deck, but we do get to just cancel this card's revelation effect. Goodbye. Okay, showtime. Primarily our goals are going to be get this clue, get the clues here, clear Alejandro. Now, awkwardly, all of those are intellect-based pursuits, and we don't have infinite intellect icons. Or lots of good cards in our discard pile. We can get back with resourceful. First stop, though, is going to be evading this guy. So, action evade. Other thing, succeed. Okay. It should be ready, but haven't moved yet. So, given that I can double move with track shoes, I feel like I should just give this a shot. And now I have to do a lot of math to figure out what the proper commit here is. So I'm at 2 versus 4, but I have no flashlight charges and I have a 13th vision. Now 13th vision is perfectly fine because if I did that, I can look what I found and I can probably get that back with resourceful later. So that means that if I throw in the Nightrunner Snow, that would mean I'm at 5 versus 4, which puts me on +1 is fine, 0s are fine, -1s are fine if I look what I found, -2 and -3. That's probably the best place to be. Could also check in the resourceful, but then if that doesn't work out, that's not great. So yeah, I'll just do it with 1 Nightrunner Snow. So second action, investigate, Nightrunner Snow. So the other thing, perfect. So that is -2, pay 2 resources, look what I found, grab this clue. Is that really worth it for 1 clue? Yes, it is. Victory points. So the thing is, victory points in Forgotten Age are somewhat of a thing people joke about and talk about a lot, that there's a lot of clues in here, or a lot of victory points in here. There are, but a lot of them are later in the campaign, right? One of the things that Forgotten Age definitely has is it has a lot of XP in the last part of the campaign. But that does mean that you need to get that far, basically. And so we find the Chopé, 2 Shroud, 2 Clues, reduce the cost of every relic we play by 2, don't really care about that, and we end our turn. Draw a card, gain a resource. Oh, I guess that works. Mythos Phase, 3 Doom out of 5. /6. We draw an Acolyte. Okay, that's unfortunate. Don't think we'll have time to kill the Acolytes, so I'm going to put them over here where it's not in the way. And now we have to start making decisions that are actually relevant. So I think the winning move here. So hold on. So this is 4/5 Doom in play now. So if I end the turn now, I would just advance and we would lose. Now I could just run over to train tracks and just win. That's pretty possible, but this is a victory point. Now I can alter fate the Conspiracy of Blood, which gives me another action. Or which gives me another turn, basically, gives me another doom threshold. But if I do that, I'm very low on money. And I have to figure out some way of getting these clues, which is a bit of a tricky bit. Or is it? Can I reliably get 2 clues just with the cards in my hand? I can. The problem is that this is also a 5-shroud location, actually, because while Alejandro is attached here, it's a +2 shroud. So I do have to get a clue at a 5-shroud location. Is it worth it to take the risk? Is it the big question, I think. The answer is, survey says yes. More specifically, it's worth it to go just investigate. Because if I fail, I just draw a card. Well, there we go. Draw a card, gain a, see, there we go. Okay. Second action, or so then I'll interrupt myself, live and learn. With Resourceful in there, and with all keyring in there. And before... so the thing is, I could use the Alter Fate now, and then I could get the Alter Fate back, but I think I should just want to use Nether Inner Snow to pass this test. So I'm fine doing it like this. Yes, also this is in the bin, so I could actually get that back, which may be even better. Alright, I pass. Get a clue. Get back the Live and Learn. Investigate again, up by 0. -5 again, play Live and Learn again. Oh, son of a... We fail because of the 13th vision. Okay. Okay, well, before I do anything else, I should just Alter Fate. So Alter Fate gets rid of the Conspiracy of Blood because it reads... play fast by doing any action window, choosing this card from play, a non-weakness treachery is not attached to an elite enemy. So we pick a treachery in play, Conspiracy of Blood, and just get rid of it. So that means we have next turn, and then the game's over. The question is, how greedy do I want to be? Because I kind of want to get this victory point, because it's one of the easiest victory points in the entire game. And I feel like what I should do is just draw a card. Okay, I should draw another card. Okay, well that doesn't help. But the thing is, I need intellect icons to pass this test. I also need intellect icons, theoretically, to get through the shop A. So, yeah. Well, enemy phase, none of this really matters, I think. Upkeep. Okay. I mean, that might matter. If we end up failing botching our track shoots test, we can at least evade. Okay, so this is 4 versus 6, but it's actually 5 because of the Acolyte. We draw a false lead. I guess... Well, if I know we're not going to be going any further, then this is fine. We're just going to take this test and fail and put our clues on here. Yep. So I guess we're not getting the shop A, which is a shame, but here we are. First action move. Exhaust Track Shoes. I'm pretty sure that passes. Yeah, that passes. I have to keep double checking because of the 13th vision, which I maybe should have cleared before now. Now, awkwardly, I didn't actually draw any intellect icons that I wanted, so I'm going to draw a card. Okay, well, that's something. And we're going to have to Hail Mary. So, throw in a flashlight, throw in a Rider Snow, investigate here. Are we only 1 over? Wow, that's so bad. Sheath. Hold on, let me do the math real quick. Nope. We fail that. Draw a card, gain a resource. Nope, not making it. Okay. Sorry, I'm just backtracking, seeing if there's anything I can do here. This feels really stupid if we don't make it here. And I kind of don't want to cheat, but I feel like I kind of feel stupid for what I did here, because I definitely shouldn't have done what I did here. I should have just kept that Live and Learn and moved here. Okay, I think I'm gonna... Thing is, I don't want to take this thing down. Do I cheat again? I don't feel like cheating again. Why did you have to be an acolyte? Let's see, is there anything we can do? I know I'm stalling and I'm sorry for that, but like genuinely I think... Like I'm wondering if it's worth it to backtrack slightly. I think it is, sorry, I just... Okay, so we're backing up to start of the turn. Just so I can actually think this plan through a bit more, because I just realized, like, I'm being an idiot. So we have, basically I planned on single Night Arena Snow, but I do actually see that there's an alternative route, which I should just be taking. Which is why I'm cheating. So the reason I'm going to go cheating is because I feel like it makes for more entertaining gameplay if I actually just like do win the scenarios. And also because I feel like this is a really wicked line. So I'm going to move, take opportunity, go on Isaka, engage his other acolyte, and then we're going to evade him. I'll commit expedition retreat. Succeed. Awesome. Close call. Oh, I don't have the money for that. Wait, do I have the money? I think I forgot to get a resource, so yes. So get rid of the acolytes, shuffle them into the deck. I might be super cheating here, and if I am, I'm sorry, but I feel like... Okay. I feel like it's more fun this way, for me and for you, right? I want to make videos that I actually enjoy making, so... this goes here. Okay, so this bot is another turn. We're just I'm just deadlocking myself basically. It's not making it any better. It's just okay. So Mythos phase, Doom. I mean, it's the final turn this way, one way or another. Okay, so this doesn't matter. It's a word of power. While there's enemies in my location with Doom on them, I cannot damage those enemies or discover clues. Whatever. Also, there should be damage in here. Yep. Okay. Move. Take opportunity from this acolyte. Engage track shoot or activate track shoes, commit waylay, succeed. Oh my word, am I just genuinely gonna have to do the exact same test? Come on, there has to be something I can do here. Just don't see the line is the problem. I really wish I'd failed this test actually, because track shoes would have gotten me another action and another card. And that's kind of the problem here, is I feel like I need... to fill a test. Yeah, I mean, that much is given. I think I need to fill a test here. So, move, take another damage, I suppose. It doesn't really matter. Oh, but at this point, I think the attack opportunity from the acolyte actually kill me if I do things that... Oh wait, okay, so in that case I'm actually going to put the damage on Isaka. I swear I'm doing my best to actually play tight, so yeah. I'm going to punch the acolyte and hope I fail. Okay, I fail. That doesn't help either. Okay, final action. Take the test. Again. Take opportunity. Trial 0. Actually, that's a 0, so we pass. Okay. Get the clue, advance, and now... hold on, that's the wrong... There we go. If Alejandro is attached to the train tracks. After searching up and down for nearly an hour, you hear a voice coming from one of the storage cars. Still decides Alejandro, murmuring to himself. Thank goodness, he claimed as you enter. I was just trying to figure out why they brought me here. Investigate nearest to the train tracks, takes control of Alejandro Vela, and then we just proceed to R1 because it's end of the game and just in the nick of time too. I mean, I say just in the nick of time. I kind of harsh cheated, but to be fair, I feel like it does. It was a reasonable play. So we didn't get this one, but we got. We did pretty well otherwise. Okay. Resolution. Resolution 1. You arrive back at your house and take stock of the situation. Your investigation throughout the city has uncovered the existence of a secret cabal within Arkham. From what you can tell, they call themselves the Brotherhood, and they seem to know more about the Ethley relic and Alejandro's previous expedition than even you do. Their methods are secret and furtive, their motives elude you still. However, one vital piece of information has come to light. They seek a place known as the Nexus of Enkai, Ichtaka claims. A map of Central America lies on the table before you, marked with the previous expedition trail. I have heard of this place, but its exact location is not known to me. Once again, your mysterious guide appears to know more than she lets on. With no other leads to follow, you are left with no choice. Once more, you must journey into uncharted territory in search of answers. But will anyone return this time? Check which acts were completed during this scenario. If Act 3B was completed, recording a campaign log that the investigators found the missing relic. We have to put the relic in our deck, so it puts it in me. If Act 3D was completed, recording a campaign log that the investigators rescued Alejandro. If Alejandro Vela is not already part of an investigator's deck, any one investigator may choose to include him in his or her deck. Card is not card for deck size. Now we cannot because we're forging our own path, but by doing so, we earn an additional 2 experience. So as you can see in the forging our path rule, if we get the option to include them and we do not, we get 2 XP. If Act 3F was completed, recording a campaign log that the investigators forged a bond with Ichtaka, anyone may choose to add her to her deck. Again, we can't, so yeah. The lead investigator earns the Expedition Journal card and may include in his or her deck. Card is not card towards deck size. The Expedition Journal. A 2-cost asset, 2 intellect icons. You may take additional action during your turn, which may only be used to explore. Sunday, July 12th, 1925. What have we done? That's in our deck now. And lastly, each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. Each investigator earns 1 additional experience for each Act 1 card is completed during the scenario, as you gain insight into the schemes of the Brotherhood. Proceed to the resupply point. So we earn 1, 2, 3, 4, not this one, so 4, 5, 3 Act 1s have been completed, so that is 8, and then an additional 4 experience for getting the allies and then not bringing them, so that is 12 experience. So now we're getting started. Now this deck is really going to take off. We did exile 1 copy of the Test of Will. I probably won't be buying Deja Vu just yet. I'll probably buy it later. Resupply points. It is clear now that you will have to venture once more into the wilds before the mystery behind the Relic of Ages is solved. Each investigator has the option to choose additional supplies to add to his or her current list of supplies. In the campaign log, under the investigator supply section, record the supplies that the investigator chooses to bring. Before departing Arkham, it might be a good idea to visit St. Mary's Hospital. We can choose to be cured from poison or remove a trauma. We will do neither. Each investigator may spend supply points. We get 8 supply points. And we will be spending those supply points on the following. We actually don't need a pocket knife, I think, in this case. We definitely want a pickaxe, so that's 2. We want do we still have our medicine? I believe we still have our medicine. You know what? I'm going to do this between sessions, and I will be starting next scenario video with what I actually bought. Because right now, obviously, it's not relevant for this scenario. I do know that we'll definitely be bringing 2 copies of gasoline and a pickaxe, but the other 4 points I'm gonna have to check, because it's worth pointing out you can't get the previous supplies. You can only get the ones that are in this list. So you can grab the map, but your other options aren't available. So picking what you want here is pretty important, and I will let you know what I've picked. Now, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, any feedback, please let me know. Post them below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you until the end of time.